To use the new GIF creator feature in VideoStudio, you'll first need to design and export the final edit for your GIF. You can do this just as you would with any other edit. For this one, I've got a clip on the timeline here, which I've trimmed to just a couple of seconds in length, and I'll add some text to it. I'll speed through this part. Okay, so as I play it back, this is how I want my GIF to look. Let's do a quick export, and we're almost there. Go to Share, and MP4 at 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second is fine. And when I go back to my edit, you can see the MP4 has been added to my library. So just one more step to turn it into a GIF. Ensure the clip you've just created is selected, and click GIF Creator. This is your GIF studio. I can crop in on the clip with these yellow handles. And as I do, you can see the frame size of the selected area gets reduced, which also in turn reduces the estimated file size for the GIF. If you want to include less of the original clip, just set the in and out markers. Let's say I don't want the last half second of this clip. Set mark out, and now the clip length is cropped, as well as the frame area. We could also speed the clip up or slow it down if we want. Let's go for around 2 times the original speed. All of these actions keep driving the file size down, and we can see that my changes to the mark out point and the changes to the speed mean that the GIF will be just less than a second long in this case. To reduce file size even more, let's tackle the frame size and frame rate. I'll reset the frame crop I made earlier to help explain this. Remember when we exported this MP4 clip, it was at 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. We can basically bump this down further, which squashes the file size even more. So instead of the GIF exporting at the same size as the selected area, 1920 by 1080, let's try something like half that frame size, 960 by 540. That's actually a quarter less pixels than 1920 by 1080, because we halved 1920 to get 960, and also halved 1080 to get 540. So we can expect the file size to be a quarter of the size, which it pretty much is. It's gone from 8 megabytes to around 2 megabytes. We can do the same with the frame rate, which is the number of frames per second. We originally created this clip at 30 frames per second, but GIF Creator defaults to 10 frames per second, which is perfectly reasonable for a GIF. But we can make this smoother with twice as many frames and twice the file size at 20 frames per second. Or we can halve the file size and make it super choppy and retro at 5 frames per second. Let's keep it at default of 10 frames per second in this case. We'll review the playback one more time. And then just click Export. Now we can see the GIF has been added to my library, and I can review it here in the preview window. And to share it online, right-click it and go to Locate on Computer. Then just drag and drop it onto your socials, wherever you want to share it. So have fun making your own GIFs with VideoStudio.